Hi students, welcome back. Now coming to the next topic, this is one of the important topic. Let us see the different types of keys that are present in the database management system. So actually the different types of keys that are used are the first one is super key, next primary key, candidate key, foreign key, and composite key, next alternate or secondary key. So these are the different types of keys that are came across in the while you're creating the tables. Means you have to follow either any of the key. So if you're creating a table, means that table should be followed some constraints. So those constraints means the conditions. The conditions can be applied based on the keys. So let us see what is the use of these keys. Keys are used to establish. So the main thing is the keys are used to establish and identify relation between tables. So the main use of the keys, why we are using the keys, the main use of the keys is to establish and identify the relation between tables. If you take two or more tables, so these keys can be helpful to maintain a relationship between the tables, and it establish a connection, and it also use it to identify a tables. Next, each record, whatever the record that is present in the table means the relation. Each record within a table can be uniquely identified. Uniquely identified by combination of one or more fields in a table. So whatever that record that is present, each record within a table. So this is a table. So in the table you are having each records in a table can be identified by combination of one or more fields in a table. And next, it helps to enforce integrity and identify relationship. So the main use of the keys is to enforce integrity and identify relationships. So these are the different keys that are used in the database management system, and these are the uses for the key. And before going to know about the keys, let me tell why we need key. So I had seen the uses of key. So actually, is it necessary to create a key for every table? Why we need key? So actually, if you in a real world application, so you are having so many applications that are going in a real world. So if you take any real world application, then the number of tables required to store data in a huge. Okay, let me write. So in a real world application, huge data has to store. In tables. Okay, suppose so many tables are there, each table is storing the huge data. So whenever you're entering the tables, means entering the records, the table size will be extending. Tables extends to thousands of records stored in them. that may be unsorted or unorganized. So let us think. So a huge data will be entered in the tables. So every time thousands of records are storing in the table, which may be an unsorted or unorganized. Okay, if you want to fetch a record, any particular record, if you want to fetch any particular record, okay, so in that case, from such data set, you will have to apply some conditions. So without applying the conditions, you can't fetch the data from the huge data. So a huge data are stored in a tables. Every time you are entering thousands of records of the customers, so many customers, suppose you are the organization, means you are entering the details of the so many customers. So every time the table size will be increasing. So that is unsorted and unorganized. So if you want to fetch any particular customer record, okay, so that you have to apply some condition. So even though a condition is satisfied, you may get duplicate data for every time you fetch. So to avoid all these types, the keys are defined to easily identify any row of data in a table. So for that case, we need a keys. Okay, to fetch any record based on the conditions. So even though if the condition is satisfied, you may get a chance of getting the duplicate data also for every time you fetch. So to avoid all these problems, the keys are defined to easily identify any row of data in a table. Okay, so this is about the keys, means different keys will be used and why we are using the key. So in the next videos, I'll explain each key with an example. Thank you.